Hey Tiff, good morning. Good morning to everyone else. We are getting started with day 14. Looking forward to the call today on communication. So I'm going to bring open our slides. We should have people join in the room in just about a minute. We are on day 14 of the book, and that of course is a 90-day guide for success, and officially in day 10 of the sprint. So I'm going to let Samina in. I want to say good morning to Samina as she comes on in. Hey Samina, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Good to have you with us. We're talking communication today, and here comes Marty. I think the gang is going to all be in today, which is great. How you doing this morning, Samina?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. And Marty's coming in, looking forward. And here's Cheryl. So yes, everyone is making their way in. It's excellent. So as I was saying, today is officially day 10 of the sprint. Tomorrow we'll be doing a weekly review, and also we'll be doing our co-working sprint. So don't forget to bring something that you want to take action on and check off your list tomorrow morning. Today, however, we're going to be looking at connection, community, and also communication. I was thinking what's that other COM word? So connection community has been our theme this week. And before we leave it, because we will be moving into a new theme as of tomorrow and week 3, I'd like you to just reflect for a moment and think about what is important around connection and community for you right now. What connections are you making? What connections would you like to make? And what about community? What digital and perhaps physical communities are you part of, or are you growing? Just take a moment to think about that. I'm going to step away for 1 sec, grab our book today so I can kick us off with a quote. All right, welcome to everyone as you're getting set up for the day. As of tomorrow, we're going to move into clarity. Clarity is our week 3 theme. And just a reminder, yesterday, of course, we looked at good old strengths. So today is all about communication. And as it says in the book, good communication is a bridge between confusion and clarity. And really, it is a bridge between communication, community, and clarity. And that quote comes from Nat Turner. As I write in the book, communication is one of the cornerstones for exceptional remote work. If we are not good at communicating regularly, consistently across all these different channels, you will wind up in a bubble. And this is where building connection, building community requires great communication. So today we're actually going to be doing some work around some of these key areas: listening, questions, body language, and different modalities. So I want to start with the bottom one, which is modalities. And I'm just curious, maybe put in chat for us, what platforms, what modalities do you use in a given day to communicate? Just put in chat what all those different channels are that you're using, or modalities. It could be channels or modalities. My guess is you're probably using 3 to 4 different channels and modalities every day. So just share that with us on chat. We're going to be doing a little bit of chat and annotation today because I know it is still early. So Cheryl sharing Zoom, MS Teams, email. Yes. I would say my day is very similar. Also text and phone. Yesterday, I spent a lot of time on the phone. I've got new co-op students, so we do a lot of texting. We do a lot of web-based work. We do a lot of phone. Notice Marty's email, Slack, phone, Zoom, text. Excellent. So again, communication is key. And again, in the digital space, we don't see the body language, right? We don't get to read the tone. And that's been one of the biggest stretches, I think, for a lot of professionals in terms of how do I communicate my message in a way where the tone can be inferred, yet not misrepresented or misread. So also Samina's mentioning email, text, Zoom, WhatsApp, and also Messenger. So every day from the time we get out of bed really is, ongoing communication. And thank you, Marty, for reminding us. Yes.
I do
that. We do have humans. Yes. I think I've already seen 6 people in my day and had conversations with 6 different people. So, today I want us to get a little bit clearer on communication. And for me as a coach, what is the foundation, the bedrock? It is powerful questions. So we're going to do a bit of an exercise right now where I'm going to get you to share your favorite coaching question or your favorite powerful question. We're going to use annotate, and I'm going to invite you to actually pick a couple of these areas and type in. So what I'll get you to do is we're going to all open up annotation, and I'm so sorry, Tiff, that you can't see this. I think this is going to be a fun exercise. But I've got a whiteboard and I've got space for people to note their powerful questions. I might just take a photo of this so that I can share it with people who aren't seeing it online. This is our powerful questions. So smile because I'm taking a photo. 3, 2, 1. Smile, everyone. All right, good. And what I'd like you to do is open up your annotation. And we're going to first start by using the stamp function. And I'll get you to stamp 2 of these cells, literally 2 of the cells. That way we know what you are going to type in, and we're not going to be typing over top of one another. So your stamp function, of course, is 5 in from the left. Just stamp that, I see, and grab 2. We'll get you each to fill in 2. Okay, perfect. And it looks like we have just enough for today. Excellent. So what I'd like you to do is share one of your favorite coaching questions in each of the cells. So 1 question per cell and 1 question in the area that you've identified as your own. I see 2 areas with two different arrows. So if that wasn't you double stamping, I'm going to invite you to pick one of the ones that are open still. Okay, we go with, and Tiff is coming online. She wants to see what this looks like, I bet you. So Tiff, welcome. You can see this. So we've got Cheryl, I think, saying, what's getting in your way? Great question. Tiff, if you want to open up annotation, it's at the top of your screen where you're viewing Jennifer Britton's screen. And what you'll see when you click on view options and then annotate is a whole new window. And you'll grab the text function, the T, capital T for text. You're going to pick a cell that is not populated yet with a stamp. And for us to see what you've typed, you need to make sure that you hit the enter function outside of that dash line. Okay, so right now I'm seeing 4 questions. What does it mean to ... What do you see from that? What is present now? What's getting in your way? What are you tolerating? These are great questions, really great questions. So keep going. What's the cost of not making the change necessary? Great question. I'm going to put another one in here as well. What is, I'm going to say what's possible. What's possible is one of my favorite ones. And as some of you might know, it's the one that activates the, the whole notion of the PEA, the Positive Emotional Attractor Network, which literally opens up your brain. So what do people notice about these questions? What do you notice about the questions?
They're short.
They're short. Yeah, very short. And we often say in coaching, 5 to 7 words is what you're aiming for. Okay, so notice many of these are 5 to 7 words. What else do you notice about these questions?
Open-ended, obviously.
Open-ended, obviously, yeah. And obviously it's a good statement because for people who aren't coaches, they might be used to asking very closed-ended question. And what's the danger of asking closed questions? And I think that was that you, Nina?
Yes.
Yeah, what's the danger of asking closed-ended questions?
Well, first of all, you don't really get to hear the client's thoughts behind the yes or no that they give you, and you can't really proceed forward from there to ask more probing questions.
Exactly. And it's those probing questions like, what's getting in your way? What do you see from that? What's the cost? Those are the questions that increase awareness on the part of the person we're in conversation with. So, I think as coaches, we're often like, yeah, it's a closed-ended question. And it's like, we want to always be thinking about, why are we asking questions? Well, we're doing it to help the person that we're in conversation with. Here's another great one. What does it look like when you've reached probably your goal? Or what does it look like when you've completed the project? These are fantastic questions. And it's interesting. I was reading an article in a very well-known publication. And I said, you need to be asking questions. And I thought, great, that's going to be such a great article. Let me keep reading. And the article then went on and actually used a bunch of how questions, which I thought, these really are not what we want to be teaching people, because when we put people into how, before getting into the expansion of a what question, we move people very much into process. So how is okay, right? It's good to ask how questions. How will you do that? Or in sort of like flip side, what would it look like is even a better question than how would you do that? What would it look like? What are the steps you would take? That there's a bit more of an expansion and an opening when we ask what questions. And again, what questions tend to link people with their quote unquote, their why, which we don't want to ask why questions off the bat, because why questions automatically put people on the defensive. So thank you for sharing these. Tiff, I know you were in the room, out of the room. I think you're still on Clubhouse. Let us know, any thoughts from your perspective? What are you noticing, Tiff, when you hear these questions that I've been mentioning today? I know Tiff has just given me a click, which might mean she's not available on her mic. So that's a yes. I'm reading Morse code. That's a yes. The Clubhouse is so interesting because you can't sometimes hear people. So powerful questions was our exercise. Tiff is entering the room. So let's see. And we've got Gallet as well joining us. So I'll get you, Tiff, to do multitask. And welcome to Gallet, who's with us in Clubhouse as well. We're talking powerful questions and communication. And so any final observations on what you notice about the questions we've generated this morning? What does it mean to? What's getting in your way? What are you tolerating? What's present now? What do you notice as you look at those? Any other layers? So here's one that I want to leave you with. Think about your sequencing and think about the questions that you get in the rut around. And when I say get in the rut around, we tend to ask the same sorts of questions all the time. So my hope in doing this morning was to actually help you expand around your line of questioning. And my invitation is, in a coaching conversation today or tomorrow when it's still fresh, to use one of these powerful questions as you go. All right, so that is it for our work as a group. But today, does anyone remember what we do on Thursdays? Thursdays are team days. Excellent. So it's team days, which is really, I think, a theme for all of you. When we think about teams, whether it's your own team or it's teams that you're supporting or teams that you're leading, we want to go back to the basics. And so this was sort of sparked by something you said, Samina, yesterday, the one-page plan. So actually I flipped through and I was like, oh, what's the team Thursday idea I'm going to focus on? So I did grab the team tool, one-page plan, which you'll find in one of the earlier chapters. It's found on page 145 of actually the Reconnecting Workspaces. So some of you have 90-day guide. Some of you have Reconnecting Workspaces. Of course, they intersect and overlap. You will find the one-page plan buried in this book, but I pulled it out of Reconnecting Workspaces. And what's so wonderful about the one-page plan is, as you can see, it gives us an opportunity in one place to just highlight what those top 3 to 5 goals are, what the description is about them, what are your key timelines, what resources do you need? That's the who and the what, and then what's going to help and what's going to hinder. So 14 days ago, as we started this process, I invited people to think about their goals for Q4. 4. Today, we're going to take 3 minutes right now to pull out whatever goal framework you're using right now for Q4 goals. And I want you to actually revisit them. We're 2 weeks in, and what actions have you taken around those goals? So we're going to do 3 minutes of just self-work right now to revisit, revise, review our Q4 goals. If you don't have them in a one-page plan format, you might want to create one. You can just, literally pull out your Reconnecting Workspaces book and put it in the book if you want to write in your own book, which I highly encourage, or you could just sketch this out on a computer or by hand. With 3 minutes, it'll give us a chance just to revisit, reconnect with these. Okay, so go ahead, pull out those plans, and let's see where you're at. Enjoy your 3 minutes of grounded silence. All right, that's 3 minutes. So we have a choice point here. We can either continue with another 3-minute burst on this, if you're enjoying this process, or we can go to breakout. So who would like to stay here and just work on their own goal set? Okay, so 1, and who would like to go to breakout? 1. Oh, 2. Okay, so here's what I'm going to invite for those that want to go to breakout. So we've got Samina and Cheryl. They both said, yes, I'd like to go to breakout. I'm going to put you in breakout. Marty, you can stay here with me. Nina, Tiff, what would you like to do? Do you want to go breakout or do you want to stay here?
I'll stay here.
You'll stay here. And Nina, what would you like to do? Stay here? That sort of looks like.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So for Samina and Cheryl, you're going to go out to breakout, and I'm going to just create those rooms. Let me just add a room so that some of us stay here. So Marty, do not accept your room invite, okay? Tiff, do not accept your room invite. Nina, do not accept your room invite. You'll stay here. Everyone else, Cheryl and Samina, you'll have about 4 minutes just to share your goal verbally. Those of us in here, we're going to keep working in silence. So enjoy your conversation. Don't accept your room invite if you don't want to go. I need to just step away for 1 sec. We're going to take 1 more minute in this room, so keep on writing. All right, we've got Samina and also Cheryl back. What was enjoyable, Cheryl and Samina, as you articulated your goals?
Oh,
You know,
Michelle,
I
back.
think actually just declaring it and talking it through makes it a bit more real.
Love that. How about you, Samina? What was valuable for you?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, just this, sometimes it's just in your head. And then once you kind of make it public, talk to somebody about it, you feel like, okay, now I got to get on this because I just told her I'm going to do this.
Absolutely. I had the same thing happen for me on Tuesday night. I was like, I had this part of one of my goals, which is doing some writing and doing writing on LinkedIn. All year I've been like, I've got to do some stuff on LinkedIn. I want to do it bi-weekly. And Tuesday I was sharing it with my coach and I'm like, oh, I better do it. So yesterday I did my first of bi-weeklies because I knew I had to. And you know, it's just like, yeah, sometimes we just need that little nudge over the finish line. So for Marty, Nina, and Tiff, not to put you on the spot, I know you were here, but would any of you like to share one of your goals so that we can be that public accountability holder for you? You don't have to, but if you'd like to, we're here. So last call. Nina, you look like you might unmute. Maybe.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so how can we hold you accountable in this morning process?
Yeah, so, you know, we were talking yesterday about me being sort of in the mode of strategy constantly, but one of the areas that I had as a quarterly focus for me was to introduce back movement into my life as a and it has been sort of a journey for me, but yesterday actually there was some movement on that in terms of me finally deciding on a program that I'm gonna get on, so which I actually signed up for. So that's great, and so I'm going to be starting that on a daily basis, which is actually involves sacred dance. So yeah, yes. So the goal is to do that at 4 times a week for the remainder of the quarter.
Love that. Well, let us know how that goes.
Maybe
you can move us through something as part of this if you would like at some point. So Marty, anything you want to share before we go to wrap up? Is there one of your goals you'd like to publicly declare with all of us?
Yeah, I'm starting a new pilot program on November 1st, and it involves learning how to make videos, which is a challenge for me, but I'm doing it. But to get that off the road, to get that in place.
Fantastic. I love that. Well, congrats, Marty. And it'll happen. Any video specialists here? Certainly you can lean into me. I don't know about others, but it's, you know, short videos, phone's your friend. That's really what it is. So fantastic. Tiff, I don't know if you're on mic. If you want to say anything, you can just unmute. Otherwise, that's it for today, day 14. So Tiff, you've unmuted. Go ahead. What would you like to share?
Oh, I just love that we had the space to just take a few minutes and quiet our minds. And then it's just amazing what pops up that, oh, this is what I need to do. So thank you for giving us that space.
Well, you're welcome. And, you know, I pulled out my Q4 goals that I actually set at the beginning of September. And it was interesting because a couple of them, which I was like, this is going to be a stretch, like growing my team. It was like, who the heck could I find? But some of them, you know, are like, check. Many of them are still in process, of course, because we're only 2 weeks into the quarter. So with that, thank you for joining us. Tomorrow is our virtual co-working sprint day. So in addition to our daily theme of planning, we're going to build onto this. But in addition to our planning theme, it is a day to get stuff done and get something checked off your list. So we will have 20 minutes of focused time for you to do something on screen or off screen. So please bring that 20-minute project you want to have completed before the end of the week. And with that, everyone, I'm going to say have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Thanks for joining us. Bye.